Hello everyone, James O'Keefe from Project Veritas here. As you recall, last week I stood in front of all of you and I was addressing Paul Farhi of the Washington Post, and I said that he would retract that piece in the Washington Post. It wasn't a question of if, it was a question of when. As you recall, in that Washington Post article, the headline wrote that we left things out of our CNN videos. It turns out we didn't leave the information out he claimed we left out, and we asked for retraction. And I stood there and said I would frame that retraction and put it proudly in our office. When you retract, not if, Paul, we're going to frame your retraction, we're going to make it real big, and we're going to put it on our wall of honor, our wall of shame. One of our supporters sent a note to Paul Farhi asking him to retract, and Paul Farhi wrote, quote, "Apologize or drop dead," unquote. Paul Farhi even tweeted something out saying he would never retract. He's not going to retract. That our request to retract is fake news. Well, guess what? Sunday night, very late, in the dead of night, the Washington Post issued a massive retraction on the story with a massive editor's note that went right under the headline. So my team worked day and night this week to find just the frame to put this beautiful retraction in. And I am so happy and so proud to show you that frame here today. There it is. The Washington Post retraction. Editor's note, the story has been updated to remove the assertion that the video in question did not say that Supervising producer John Bonifield is based in Atlanta. In fact, the video says, quote, "I'd like to introduce you to CNN Supervising producer John Bonifield in Atlanta." It doesn't get more clear than that. And one of the most beautiful parts about this frame is we actually put the email between me and Paul Farhi where I wrote what I said and what he said, clear contradiction in terms. And Paul said, quote, "Editors have said no correction, retraction necessary in my story. Thanks, Paul." He also said, "Sorry, out of luck here." And there's a greater lesson here, Paul Farhi of the Washington Post. There's a greater lesson for all Americans. Everything we do at Veritas turns out to be vindicated. Every video we do turns out to be authenticated, even though they claim that we selectively edit. It doesn't get more selective and deceptive than this, where the headline, what the latest video leaves out, and the editor's note, he didn't leave it out. It's not that what we do, it's not that we report falsehoods, it's that we actually report the truth. And the more true it gets, the worse it gets for places like the Washington Post and CNN. I just have one question for you, Paul. When are you guys going to wake up?